All right, everybody, we are live. Welcome to Barrage Magazine, digital magazine issue 1 podcast, I guess. Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. This is a podcast introducing you guys to Barrage Magazine, what we are, what a magazine is about, what we do, the process that goes into it. But before we get into that, I'm Cameron Knight. Everybody else, introduce yourself. Warren, why don't you start?
Yo, what's up? My name is Warren, creator of the humble comic Dead Star, and it was definitely a nice experience to work on this magazine.
Hi, my name is Antonio Dar Cruz. You could find me in DeviantArt, just ever on DeviantArt. And yeah, it was a fun experience working on this magazine.
Hi, my name is Shingo Amito. I am an aspiring comic maker, and my role in Barrage was the editor. It was pretty fun.
Hey, my name is Joshua Harper. I am part of Barrage. I do photos and comic writing, and I helped edit the magazine.
All right, everybody, got the intros out the way. Before we get into this, everyone out there, Barrage Magazine, what we are. We are I guess the beginning of it, I felt like at first, obviously, it always had to deal with comics at the beginning, I would say. But we definitely wanted to make it more broad. We didn't want to just be centered on comics. We wanted to, branch out into all different mediums of art. Whether it's photography, even poetry, just overall illustrations, fine art, graffiti, whatever it is you do. We just want it to be a way that motivates people to go out there and just pursue your passions. So I just want to ask, like, more of an in-depth question to everybody here. What was your feeling as far as like approaching Barrage? Like, were you guys intimidated when we were gonna go out and like actually make this magazine? Like, what were your feelings about it?
It's just like I've told you guys in the past. Like, I've always wanted to make a magazine ever since I was a kid, and it's like, with all the talent we had here working on this, and like the whole little community we had behind it in the beginning, it's just like, why couldn't we do it? So I moved forward with my part, with my comic and my contributions, and just said, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I gotta get something like a magazine done at least once in my life. So that was for me, anyways.
I personally love the idea of making a magazine with different creators and whatnot, so I was just enthralled with the idea of it. I was really excited for it. And I like the chance that every artist working on this, the whole goal in my head was to share our fan base. Like, Warren fans will get the opportunity to see my art and become my fan, and vice versa. And that that aspect alone really excited me, and that's why I pushed Barrage so hard, because I love sharing artwork and just getting everyone's artwork out there so everyone else could see. So, yeah.
Definitely. What about you, Amit? What were your feelings toward Barrage when you started?
When I started, honestly, I'd never undertaken any type of, activity involving magazine making or publishing, for that matter. So I was just very curious about the process, and I thought it would be fun just to figure out, how things actually work. And it indeed was a very fun process for me as I went through it.
What about you, Josh? Joshy boy?
I have never been a part of an artist community up until I met you guys back in March, and so the opportunity presented itself. I was really excited to be a part of something bigger than just myself.
Definitely. All right, one by one. Obviously, Barrage Magazine. Just to get a little bit more detail on what we are, what you can find in there. We have comics, illustrations, photography by Josh, different stories that that we've been able to accumulate from different comic book artists and illustrators. But what, obviously, with making a magazine, we all learned, I'm sure all of us can agree, we all learned how hard it is. Much, it was fun, it was definitely cool to have that finished, but we did realize, a lot of the challenges. And what were some of the challenges, not even just from like an editing standpoint, like, what were just some of the overall challenges that maybe you guys had to deal with, like when we put this all together, because it was a lot of work?
I love it. The challenge that I got was that when we decided to make a magazine, the core people editing or creating the magazine, the physical magazine or the digital magazine, is three people, and I was part of that group. And I never knew how to use InDesign, so we basically downloaded the trial, and by trial on fire, we learned step by step how to make a magazine. We learned the mistakes of making a magazine, and basically learning off of Cameron because he has more experience making magazines, stuff like that, and just sharing that knowledge, having problems, and as a group solving those problems, and just the teamwork necessary to create this. And that experience was so amazing. And actually, yeah, that's what I learned. I don't know if that's the correct answer or whatnot, but it's just the
No, that's your
teamwork
answer. That's your answer, man. No, definitely.
and the
That was
problem
definitely a challenge that
solving.
I had. Definitely.
Um, I think one of the hardest parts was enforcing the deadline as part of the people that were going to make the magazine. It was, since we had a lot of collaborators, I think it was like extremely taxing on all of us, just like anticipating everybody getting all their content in on time and making sure everyone was well represented based on the guidelines we had set forth. So yeah, the deadline was a big issue.
Well, not just that, was dealing with the setbacks that came with the deadlines because we lost like
A lot of people.
yeah, we lost a lot of content because of the deadlines.
Definitely. Um, I realized that we discovered definitely like going into it was that when you put a deadline on something and you kind of like okay like we all learned this that like, yeah at the beginning of making this magazine and it was really cool like everybody was hyped up to do it, man. Everybody was like, yeah man, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, it's gonna be great, we're gonna do all these things. But when it comes down to like that fourth quarter, man, you're in the game and you gotta put up or shut up. A lot of the times you really see people's work ethic, and then that's when you start getting, unfortunately, you know, I wouldn't say excuses, but people's work either is going to be there, or it's not going to be there, and we had to learn, even I had to learn, a lot about that, like just making a deadline. Honestly, it gave me a little glimpse of just how challenging it is for professional comic book and manga creators. I mean that. We didn't even produce anything of what they produced, and they pretty much did what we did in a week. Like when they do that on a weekly basis. So it made me it definitely made me respect comic book creators and manga artists a lot more.
And I also learning the difference between a friend and a business partner, because reinforcing those decisions and making the hard calls, that was a new experience that I say is high, ranks high as my whole life experience. Like Barrage is experience that I will never forget, and
Yeah,
especially making those hard sources
definitely.
like you said before.
So question now that I'm going to get too deep into that, but what do you guys feel that Barrage Magazine is bringing different? It is just an indie magazine that we are offering everybody for free, a lot of great content. But how do you guys feel that we are different? Like, what would make somebody go, what? Instead of getting this, let me check out this. Let me check out this magazine, Barrage. What is it all about? What do you think people? Why do you think people would do
Um, when when you open up Barrage, you just see you just see a whole bunch of things, and you don't know what you're getting into. Like when you open it up and you see the table of contents, you just see the names of the contributors and whatnot. And you go in, you're just hit by so many different things,
that?
and like the overall design of the magazine really puts it into and gives it its own personality. And it's just like that whole thing is like we're not just comics, we're just appreciating of art in general, and no matter what you like in art, there's a place for you in Barrage. If you're a music producer or whatever, you can be in Barrage. And you can appreciate the hard work that a lot of people put in the magazine, honestly.
Yeah, I like to piggyback on that. Like, what I think it sets for us different is that we don't have an ongoing series inside Barrage. Barrage is basically a lot of previews, whole chapters, or just previews of other people's comics, illustrations, and whatnot. So every page you go through, you're gonna see something different. You're gonna see something exciting. Either it's photographs, interviews, um, like tips how to do art or time management, and you never know what's gonna be on the next page. You're gonna either like it, hate it, but it'll keep you entertained. And if you like it, you could always follow the artist and whatnot. And that's what I think sets Barrage differently from every other magazine. Because
Mhm.
it's a surprise. Like, it's the best way I could say is when you're a little kid and you get like the $1 or $5 bags of goodies, and you don't know what's inside the bag. It could be a crappy day, it could be an awesome day. You can see a beautiful whistle or something like that. It brings me back to those type of days. And yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
Mm.
What about you, Josh? How do you feel like how do you feel like we are different?
I mean, the whole point behind the name Barrage is it's just a barrage of all this different content. Um, and I think that's a pretty important part of it is you see there's so much in it. There's a little bit for everyone. You might not like, say, Dead Star, but you might like bass. You might not like bass, but you might like Dead Star. You might like comics, but there's photography in it. There's music in it. There's a bunch of stuff in it, and there's going to be something for you. And at the very least, you can appreciate it for the aesthetic behind it. Like, it's a fight, the fighting game theme behind it. There was a lot of effort put into that. There's something there for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. That's how I view it. Um, like you said, Barrage is being a barrage of content, different creators coming together, collaborating. Um, I know, like when going into designing it a little bit, it's definitely open it up and you get to that first person's section, and we presented it just like a fighting game, character selection, and I like that a lot. I like that there was all these different creators coming together just to make one thing, and and like you said, we're gonna go way past just comics and focusing just on that. Um, we obviously respect magazines like Shonen Jump and what they do, but all of us we have more interest in other than just manga and comics. Like Warren said, we got music involved. Because obviously I know for me when I create, I need a playlist. So we definitely want to shout out anybody or just whatever place that we listen to, music artists, and whatever. So I just feel like Barrage can just be a good hub for that. It's not just comics and manga. It's kind of like the whole package of a creator in general. So I feel like that's really like what Barrage is all about.
I
Yeah,
I
go ahead.
also like I also like the meaning of Barrage, or like why we made Barrage in the first place. Barrage is basically made to inspire people to follow their dreams,
Hmm.
to follow what their inspiration is and what they enjoy doing. And that's just not comic books. That's just not manga. That could be anything. That could be photography. Just follow everyone in this magazine are hardworking people, passionate about what they're doing, and we just want some of that to rub on the readers. You may not like it, but you're gonna see people giving out their heart and their soul, trying to make the best thing they possibly can. And we just want to have their fire light you up a little bit and show
Definitely,
that there's more stuff out there than just manga and just violence and stuff like that. It's just, yeah.
definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
with Barrage, one main thing, and it's like it all stems from like a phrase I like to say. It just gives people a fresh new perspective. If you want to be the best you can be in art, you have to open yourself up to the different mediums. You can't just say, "Oh, I just like comics and manga," when you never even listen to a music CD or something like that. You really have to broaden your horizon and just get inspiration. That's another thing that I really want to do Barrage for, just inspiring more people feel like they need to close themselves off in a one medium when the
Mm,
world is so much broader.
yeah, step out of the box. Step out of the box.
Step out of the box, boy.
That's the takeaway, I guess. Step out of the box. So what do you guys feel like, is the future for Barrage, man? Like, what we trying to do, man? What plans we trying to make in the future? What we trying to take Barrage? Where do you guys see Barrage? You could
Um,
have the
I
power.
think, yeah, like I've told you guys before, building a community. Whether or not we go forward with a second or third or an anthology of issues, what's the most important thing is building a community of people who are gonna stand with us, be friends with us, and it's just really inspiring the art community to just grow more and everyone gets inspired. And it's just like, oh, art
Mm,
is more than just making comics or getting the top place on Tapastic or whatnot. It's about
Me.
just being inspired by the different pools of art and the different branches and just building a stronger community and no sense of segregation in there.
And not that sense of competition, like my mango versus your mango, I'm the top dog. Like everyone's just being friends, and like I'm a comic book creator, you're a comic book creator. Why can't we just have become friends and not have our comic books go out compete with each other and stuff like that? It's just a sense of talking community, yeah, friendship.
Definitely. What about you, Ahmed?
Um, Plans for Barrage in the future. I don't know. I think if we can maintain just the aspect of having fun that we did when we created the first issue, that would be the best. I want Barrage to continue being something fun, not
Definitely.
something that we feel like we need to work on or we have to work on, but just something that can stay fun for all of us.
Mm-hmm. They can get real. They can definitely
Yeah,
get
no,
real.
I mean,
Yeah, fun does not mean not real.
Yeah,
but
yeah, no, no. I was just making the point that it does get hard, and that aspect of it being fun can be robbed at times. But you have to remember, like everybody's saying, pretty much saying here that like why we did it in the first place. We just want to help out the community. We just want another thing for the community to enjoy.
Mhm.
Um, I know for me, it's like I think as comic book artists and just artists, we're naturally most of us. I would say is I think I have is it introvert or introverted, right? Like where you're closed off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think all like most artists are usually like that, and like how you were saying, one, it's like it's not about like being on uh being number one on Tapastic and all this stuff. Like yeah, we all want to help push each other and motivate each other, and that's what it's all about. It's just creating this like this really cool community, so that occasionally, yeah, we might be able to get together and create this really really dope magazine that is just filled with all these different sorts or a barrage, quote unquote, of content that people can enjoy, and it just benefits the community. And that's all I really want.
Hmm.
I personally just want Barrage to be a friendly thing, something that friends go together to do.
Mm-hmm.
Is
yeah, I was gonna say like when we were editing it, I mean y'all did more than I did, but when we get on those hangouts and we'd start talking Barrage and we'd work on it, it just felt like a jam session, you know? Like we were just all
Mm-hmm.
getting together and jamming together, and that's just a fun thing. We were all happy, we were all having fun, and that was what Barrage meant to me. And I think that comes across in the magazine is that we had fun making it. It was hard a lot of times, yeah, but it was also a fun process of being able to go through and make a magazine, make something we're proud of, and open up that opportunity to others.
And I think it
yeah,
was only hot. Hey, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I don't want to
is
cut you off.
it's like you're with a group of friends. You could either play video games or do something productive, do something cool, do something tasking and whatnot. And that's what Barrage spoke for me. Like another way that we could share our friendship and stuff like that in a positive way, versus
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Because like we can always look back on this. Like even if I want to say like we definitely want to try. We're pushing up. We're going to try to push ourselves. We'll get into that a little bit in a little bit with Rush 2 and 3 and who knows. But at the end of the day, like it was just really fun getting together, making this, and knowing that hey, like we did it. And it was only going to get easier from there. Like yeah, there was like a lot of tough times. It was definitely hard. It's a tedious process, but it gets easier. We have more of an understanding of what we're getting into. So I think just in the future, it's gonna be smoother. There's always gonna be hiccups, but it's definitely gonna be smoother. So I look forward to it because it was fun. It was definitely cool seeing what everybody brings to the table. I was very excited, like when I would see like a notification of like even when Warren was uploading chapter 5, I was looking forward to that and seeing Ahmed stuff and just seeing stuff from everybody and things that honestly I haven't even seen from everyone before. Even Josh from your photography, I've never seen all of it, so like that was cool seeing all of that being uploaded and like that was exciting for me was seeing everybody's stuff just come together.
I really love Glow Team that they work their ass off just to give us contact that they haven't
Mm-hmm.
showed no one else and stuff like that. And their hard work and their dedication, they're not even part of the core team. That inspired me to even work harder, and that's the feeling I wanted to get. That's the reason why I did Barrage, and that's a really cool thing to have a group of people online and you're doing something together productive and you could show your hard work versus just wasting your time playing video games or goofing around. Like,
Not trolling each other.
yeah.
um, so again, now we're gonna move in forward as far as how can you contribute to Barrage and what we're all about. Um, I don't know if everybody's cool with that and you want to mention and talk about that first as far as like our process and the group and everything.
All right, so well, first of all, loyal viewer or new timer, you can start off by just liking the Barrage page, which will be in the description, and we'll
Barrage
get your
Facebook
information.
page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you can always ask us questions at barragecrew@gmail.com or just comment on the Facebook page and we'll give you information and everything. And yeah, definitely.
All we ask is if you are interested, and we would love to collaborate with you guys. We have realized through this process we're not we're gonna get straight to the point. We know we're gonna work hard. Nobody's paying us to do this. No one's paying us to put this magazine together. It was 200 plus pages. There was a lot of editing being done to it. It's a lot of editing that's always gonna have to be done with when it comes to a magazine. A lot of hard work, and we want to do this. We're doing this for free. We're just trying to contribute to the community. So we want people who are dedicated, who want to do this, who who are willing to push themselves, and we're willing to collaborate with you. We want to collaborate with you. We want to get to know everybody, be cool, and just create that community that we were all talking about. But we don't want nobody there that's just there to get by and doesn't want to be on a deadline and stuff like that, because things can't get done if there's no deadline. If there's no due date, we just work whenever we want. Nothing ever will ever get done, and we don't want to do that. We actually want it to come out. So that's all we ask is that hey, if you're willing to work hard, we're willing to work hard. That's it.
So if you want to be Barrage, simply take time to think and ask yourself, do you really want to be, and are you willing to work this hard for no monetary gain? Do you unconditionally love your work and willing to do it no matter what circumstance, whether or not you're going to get a reward? And that's it. And if Barrage isn't the right thing for you, cool. You can always be part of the community. Shoot us some suggestions. I mean, we ain't gonna kick you out or anything.
We're looking for ways to improve.
I have a question for you guys, yo. What is your favorite part of Barrage Magazine? I'll say right now, my favorite part of the magazine is the short interviews of every artist or every creator saying why do you do art. And I love that it's a different aspect. You get to know more about the creator and the person making the comic book or making the photographs, and I really enjoy that aspect of it. What do you guys
Um,
like?
My favorite part was definitely just the theme of it. I'm not a huge fighting game fan. I don't play that many, but I really like the whole character select screens. I thought that was just such a cool idea, and I was able to give people like an introduction. Like mine has Beast Boy references in it because I love Beast Boy. I was able to introduce people to a little bit about myself in an artistic way. Thank you for drawing that, Warren.
Sure, why not? Yep, I'm gonna piggyback off of that and say, yeah, the theme is definitely it required the most work, but it was the thing we wanted the most. And
mhm.
yeah, I'm very happy with it.
All right, I was gonna piggyback off of Josh, but you already did that. I'm not gonna piggyback 3 times. No, I did enjoy that part. I would say my favorite part, honestly, was everybody's content. I think that it's like the fact and how we separated it and gave everybody, their section. They're kind of like, welcome to my world and welcome to what I produce and what I do. And I think I really enjoyed that. I just liked going through it, even after we were done, and I already knew what was in there. Like I just took time out to honestly be a fan of it, and I just read it all the way through, and that was cool. Like just to truly be able to get involved into what everybody did and what everybody contributed to the magazine. Amit?
I just really like the character select screen.
Wow.
We're all piggybacking off that. Yeah, that was a cool thing. That was a cool thing. That was fun.
Like I
You
said,
guys are so
that's
superficial, man. You guys are so superficial.
Yo,
Dude,
there's
that's the
nothing wrong
thing
with that.
we wanted since like ever, and it happened.
No, that was cool. Like seeing, because everybody like again, it was like seeing everybody upload to the Dropbox and like everybody drawing themselves and like, oh man, like I personally like one of yours is one of my favorites. It was really because up to that point, like it was really cool seeing you draw yourself from that perspective and like that, like your color and everything was like on point. Like I really enjoyed that.
Thank you.
So that was definitely fun, like to do. I think I can't wait. Like the theme, like that's what motivates me a lot of the times. Like I love like I feel like that is another way that we are different. Is like how we approach every issue. Hopefully, in the issues to come, is with the whole theme. I think we put a lot more thought and sometimes just the overall design, and that it's not like you said. We're not just a comic, magazine or whatever, and that we care about all these different facets of it, and that we're just like every issue is like a whole a whole new world.
So yo, Cameron, what did you do specifically in the magazine before we wrap this up?
I was the god. Let me stop. Nah, I mean, I've done a magazine before with my brother, and so I definitely knew the work that was going to be involved in it. And doing it for print is way harder than what we did because you have to be a lot more meticulous because you have to really worry about the leads and word count and all that good stuff. So I definitely knew what was going to be involved. So I just wanted to be able to help. I helped design some of the templates for character selections and try to, edit a little bit at the end. But I just, wanted to.
You're a key designer, man.
Hey, man.
I'll answer the question for you. You're a key designer for Barrage. You created. You created the character select screen.
This is the Justice League of creators of whatever.
So you're Batman? Are you Batman? Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, I don't really. Batman's cool. I really don't want to be him.
Yo, Warren, what was your key role on creating the Barrage magazine?
He made InDesign files some stuff.
What did I do?
What did you do?
What didn't you do?
I just drew comics, pushed forward, and bam.
You were the chief leader making the hard calls, and you basically made the bulk of the magazine. You're the one who laid in every single image and whatnot. Me, I helped create the magazine, helping Warren make the bulk of the magazine, and I created the cover for the magazine and some of the illustrations inside the magazine. Ahmed, what was your role on making the magazine?
My role was to edit the content that was editable. Some of the comics were uneditable because we had set the deadline previously before adding it to the magazine, so anything that I could edit, I tried to edit as best to my ability as I could.
Yo, Joshua?
I edited, provided content, moral support.
he was our cheerleader. No, man.
I made an RPG.
So yo, fans, if you like Barrage, just give it a try. Just download it. It's in Gumroad.
It'll be right there below, man. Right there below in the description.
The links are on the description below. When you go to download it, when it asks you how much do you think this magazine costs, just type in 0. That's all you need.
Type in 0.
Type in 0 and you can download.
Just type it in, and you're good.
But yo, give us a try. Go to our Facebook fan page. Hit that like button. We really appreciate that. And just be a fan. And if you have any questions, just leave us a message. If you want to be part of the community that we're gonna try to grow off of this, just leave a comment. Be like, oh, send us a message saying that you want to be part of it, or you just want to try it out, or just make new friends. I mean, all of us
Let
are
us know what
just
you
here to
think.
make new friends. And yeah, let us know what you think. And
Yeah,
that's all, guys.
yeah, man. We're just trying to create this stuff for you guys. All right, guys, we're gonna close this out. So everybody, get ready, put your plugs, say where you can find your work and everything. Again, I am Cameron Knight, the Great, Sexual Chocolate, Chocolate Thunder, Caramel Drip Drop. No, but I am the creator of Base, which you can find in Barrage, the whole first chapter. I have put it nowhere else, so take that back. It's on my website. But you can find the whole chapter in Barrage Volume 1. And you can find me at my Instagram is C Night Comics. My Facebook, my Facebook is C Night Art. You can check me out there. So.
Alrighty. Yes, it is Warren signing off. I'm the creator of Dead Star. You can follow me at The Road to PDS. It's my Facebook page on Facebook. Oh, you just said Facebook. Anyways, if you want to read Dead Star Chapter 5 before anyone else, read in Barrage if you want. And if you don't know what the heck's going on before you read it, go to Tapastic and look up Dead Star. Thank you for your time.
Yo, my name is Antonio De La Cruz. You could find my artwork in DeviantArt. You just have to type in error, full error. That is my name on DeviantArt. That's pretty much it.
I'm Shingo Amito. You can find me also on DeviantArt and on YouTube and on Twitter and on Instagram and everywhere else you could possibly imagine. Just look up my name, you'll find me.
My name is Joshua Harper. You can find me on Instagram at Joshua. There'll be a link in the description. Because
Remember, it's Joshua.
Joshua.
What? Spell it. There'll be a link in the description. I did photography and writing for the magazine.
And the South Shall Rise. That's his new album coming out. Dropping. It's dropping.
No, it's not an album, dude. That's mixtape.
It's dropping this fall. We also have the Buddha Bop. What is it? Buddha Bop Badness.
What about nonsense?
I'm not
Buddha
gonna
Bop Nonsense. That's Warren Alter Ego. He's dropping a new album also this fall. They might do a collaborative album as well together. The South Shell Buddha Bop.
South Shell Buddha Bop.
Yeah, you can check that out.
Guys, if you're in the fence and you made it through this whole little podcast here, download Barrage and give it a read, man. It's just lots of fun, and don't try to take it so serious. It's just a bunch of friends making something fun together, and I'm pretty sure you'll get something off of it. You'll enjoy it.
Yep. Whether you're in the bathroom, at an airport, on the bus, cooking, read Barrage.
230 pages of just fun and people passionate and just following their dreams, man.
Piercing the heavens. All right. Barrage. We out.